What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Polarity Plunge YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be giving some practical, applicable somatic techniques, self-massages in which you can use at any time, but especially in the sauna. When you're chilling in the sauna, the infrared sauna, your muscles, your joints, your ligaments are softening and relaxing. Your blood is circulating more and pumping nutrients and red blood cells to every part of your inflamed areas or injured areas or just your entire really body, and it's something super beneficial to, at this time, use some somatic therapy techniques to further relax and soften and recover in these specific areas. As a reminder, somatic therapy is using the body to heal the mind, or to help the mind. And the mind and our emotions really store energy, bioenergy, in different areas of our body. So knowing what emotions are stored in what areas of the body is very beneficial. And I want to give you 3 techniques in which you can, with certain emotions, use these to help soften, relax, release tension, and open up so that you can live better. So the first one has to do with grief. In Chinese medicine and in somatic therapy, we have seen and now been able to even study that grief sends out a pulse, sends out a tension in this area, around the heart and around the chest. So a really good somatic therapy technique is, as you're sitting in the sauna or at any time, using your thumbs to really draw down and massage these areas of your chest, especially the outer area of your chest. You can use your thumbs and draw it down. You can use your fingers and go across your entire chest like this. And you can even, sometimes I'll use this part of my knuckles and I'll use just light tapping or massaging in circles to really massage out and release the tension in these areas. And it's something very easy to do by yourself, especially when you're in the sauna. Now, coupling this practice and every single one of our practices with the breath as well. So as you're massaging, breathing in to your chest, and as you're exhaling, sending the energy down, the tension down, just like this. On both sides. This is what it could look like with your knuckles. Breathing in. Really feeling into where it might be holding a lot of tension or a lot of pain. Finding those areas. And then really massaging it out. Being gentle with yourself. This is gonna soften and release the tension and open up your heart and help you integrate grief and release stored, trapped grief that you might be holding on to, whether it's sorrow, sadness, loss, the holidays, the colder weather, seasonal depression. Grief is something that in Chinese medicine and in a lot of other holistic health and wellness ideologies, grief is getting trapped right here. So this is how you get into it. All right, so that's the first one. The second one is with stress or with burnout or needing to even speak your truth whenever you feel like you are just overanalyzing, you're trapped in your head, you're not speaking very clearly, very well, or you have truth that you want to speak and you're nervous about speaking it or stressed about speaking it. These kind of things, and overall just stress in general, gets trapped a lot of times in our jaw. That's why it's really important throughout the day to notice when you're clenching your jaw and to consciously release that. Release the jaw. In other videos, I've talked about the exhausting breath where you inhale and you exhale, and you release your jaw. But here's a somatic self-massage technique that you can use. These 2 points of your jaw where the muscle, when you clench your jaw, that muscle bulges, right? Right here and right here. So again, with the breath, And then really pushing and massaging. I like to do circles right here in my jaw to really release the tension that gets trapped there. Whenever I'm overthinking, whenever I'm stressing, my jaw is always clenched when I'm driving, or a lot of people grit their teeth, which will also cause tension right here. And they grit their teeth when they're nervous. So just doing small circles with either your 2 fingers or just 1 finger. And then same thing on the exhales. When you exhale, dropping the jaw and sending the energy down, releasing the tension downward, always helps. And then if you want, you'll notice and you'll start to feel into that there's places up here as well, behind your ear and around your ear, even in front of your ear, that begin to open up and to release the tension. You might even have never realized that you have tension in or around your ears. But doing this practice will help you tune into your body and then use your body and use these techniques to help the mind. So doing that, doing it even maybe with your palms like this, just like that. That's for stress, overwhelm, anxiety, or inability to speak your truth or to speak clearly and in the way in which you want to. So there's this second technique. And the third technique is with your feet. When you're sitting in the sauna, I love doing this one because I'll keep my ankle just on my knee so I can reach my foot, and I'll massage different points of my feet. In a lot of reflexology and a lot of practices, the feet are connected to every single part of the body, every organ of the body, every system of the body, whether that be lymphatic or endocrine, all your different systems of the body. And also there's points in your feet that are attached to specific organs and emotions that those organs represent in Chinese medicine. So I'm not a reflexologist, but I've heard from reflexology and from a few that I know that whatever you feel in your foot that's crunchy is the term that I've heard them use, or bumps, it almost feels like in your feet, or even sore areas, but just those that crunchy, bumpy feeling that you pinpoint on your foot as you're massaging your foot, really focus on those areas and rubbing your foot with what I do is my thumb like this on those crunchy areas, across those crunchy areas, until I'll notice that the crunchy areas or bumpy areas really do soften and aren't there anymore. So working on your feet and really with your breath as well, always with your breath. If you've hit a painful spot, just taking a big breath and then squeezing tighter and more firm as you exhale and massaging those areas out of your feet. So those are 3 somatic self-massage techniques in which you can use anytime, but especially in the sauna when you're already in this state of relaxation, of detoxing, of rejuvenation with the infrared light and the infrared heat, using 1, grief points, massaging with the breath. 2, releasing the jaw with your locked jaw with stress and anxiety. And the face, maybe even going into a lymphatic massage, which we'll talk about more on the next video. And then 3, using the feet and those pain points and those crunchy points in your feet as reflexologists use or talk about all the time to release also the mind, the body, the spirit. So that holistic health. Thank you guys. Hope this comes in handy. Hope you come in soon at Polarity Plunge to try out these self-massage techniques and more. And please remember to keep smiling.